Hello. Have you ever wondered why Nigerian students who come to America, especially those who come from this idea of the science class section, when they come to America, they end up becoming some of the best students in math and science fields? Have you ever wondered why? Well, I want to talk to you about that today. There is a reason why Nigerian students are better prepared in STEM than American students in the K-12 space. And I'll tell you that secret right here. So the first thing I want to talk about, again, is the system from 5th grade to 12th grade. In America, that's what we have for 5th grade to 12th grade right here. We have our 5th graders are doing arithmetic, fractions, decimals, percents, pre-algebra, and then they do sometimes more pre-algebra in 6th grade and 7th grade. Then they do a series of courses, Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2. Notice that I put an asterisk here. This is how many schools do it, but I'm sorry to break the news. That is actually not the right way to do it. I believe that we need to do Algebra 1 and 2 together and no summer off for that year. So basically do Algebra 1, finish everything, do Algebra 2, finish everything. You will do it in 12 months without any issues. But that means that you've built a solid base to then move into your geometry, pre-calc, and calc. I talk a lot more about that in my Inspirational Maths course, which you can order if you like, and the description will have more details of that. So anyways, that's just a quick tangent, but wanted to tell you this is the American path that is followed. In Nigeria, this is the path that is followed. We do primary 5 and primary 6. That's what it's called. It's British English. And in primary 5, you learn a lot of what you need so that, believe it or not, most Nigerian students, at least when I was a student, don't actually do primary 6. They go right into 7th grade, and we call it Junior Secondary School 1. So imagine 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. They're called Junior Secondary School 1, 2, and 3. And then 10th, 11th, and 12th grade is called Senior Secondary School 1, 2, 3. So that's the way it's structured. You have 3 years of junior secondary school and 3 years of senior secondary school. In 7th grade in Nigeria, we treat you like you're in high school in America, meaning that if you get a D or an F, if you get an F in math in 7th grade in Nigeria, you actually repeat all of 7th grade. So every single grade from 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, we treat you like it's going to be on your transcript, and it really is in Nigerian schools. So why are Nigerian students better prepared in the STEM field? Number one, we don't care as much about your feelings. Actually, most of our teachers didn't care about our feelings, period. They cared about us working hard and learning what we needed to do and doing it well. Now, we should care about how people feel and make sure that we care about their whole lives. That's important. However, we also need to make sure that they're applying themselves to learn well and to flourish. So in Nigeria, they teach you with this format. This issue of skipping 6th grade, I'm going to make another video about that, but that's interesting. Isn't it interesting that people, like I didn't do 6th grade. We go from 5th grade to 7th grade, and then we actually, a lot of those people that I went to school with end up at MIT. Well, some of them ended up at MIT, Yale, and they did just fine, right? They went to the top schools in math. So therefore, there's something to be said about 6th grade. Could we maybe rethink our 6th grade? I think so. Okay. I think that we need to take those grades seriously by raising the bar in what we expect of our students. Now, at Lifetime Academy, we're very serious about academics, but we also care about sports, which is why I'm wearing this outfit. And the Nigerian flag is green, white, green. So this is very fitting of the outfit today. So let's talk briefly about the math textbooks in Nigeria. So in America, we have these textbooks right here. You have the Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Pre-Calc, and Calculus textbooks, which unfortunately a lot of students don't end up doing Pre-Calc and Calc. And that's really sad because their foundation is not solid and therefore they get in trouble when they get to about 10th grade and some of them just give up on math. We want to change that. So even though we have a school in Moorhead, Minnesota and Grand Forks, North Dakota, we are hoping to also change math education in America as a whole. So please feel free to reach out if you want any of our resources in math education or math courses. But this is the kit. This is what Nigerian students do for mathematics right here. I actually have 2 sets, so maybe I have to have a special prize for someone who wants the second set to check it out. You let me know, send me an email, and we'll see what I can do. I remember telling one of my friends about math in Nigeria, and he joked and he said, maybe what America needs is the Nigerian Math Curriculum. And it was kind of like a joke, but now I think, and I'm like, you're right. And I don't know if he knows this, but he has a little bit of a prophetic gifting, it seems, because he's actually right on that issue in terms of just kind of seeing the future on this issue. There is a curriculum in America called Singapore Math. So if you think about it, have you studied the math work in Singapore, right? That's very similar to Nigeria. So Nigeria, Singapore, South Korea, Japan, India, a lot of these countries have a very high bar in math. And we are going to give you that if you want in America. But we're also going to do it while caring for your whole being, not just your academics. We want you to flourish in life, which is why we call it Life STEM Academy. So let me talk briefly about the Nigerian math textbooks. I'm sure you've seen the American math textbooks. But what are some unique features of the Nigerian math textbook? Well, first of all, the textbooks, again, are specific to each of these levels. That's what we do. We start with each one of those textbooks for a specific level. It is interesting that they're all written by, most of them are written by the same authors for all the years there. But when you get into 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, which we call Senior Secondary School 1, Senior Secondary School 2, and Senior Secondary School 3, when you get into those years, we actually give you another math course that you take in addition to your base math course. So basically, I was taking this math. I have a book. I had another math course, and I had a book. And I had a third math course, and there was material for that. So I was doing 3 math courses in 10th grade, 3 math courses in 11th grade, and 3 math courses in 12th grade. That was my experience. This is in addition to doing 3 chemistry courses, 2 physics courses, a biology course, and an agricultural science course every single year. So every year you were doing about 8 to 10 science and math courses. That was standard. So when we finished 12th grade, we had done about 30 years of math, science, geography combined, right? 30 semesters. That was a lot to do in a short amount of time. But this is an example of the textbook. I'm just going to come up closely and show you this is what it looks like. You have a lot of practice problems that are given to you. You have a lot of examples that are given to you earlier on, but you have these practice problems, so it gives you an opportunity to practice well. If you want to become very good at math, there are some skills that you should keep in mind. Number 1, you need to have a good roadmap, and that's what inspirational mathematics is trying to do. Even if you want to be a historian, it's still good to have a good roadmap for your math education. Number 2, you need to have a good practice routine. So our roadmap in Nigerian education is everybody must go through all of the math all the way to 12th grade, and then some people do the additional math that I described. So number 1, you do all the math that is expected of you. Number 2, they give us a very good textbook base to work with. Number 3, they give us about 3 to 4 hours of study hall every day. Now, I was in a boarding school, so that was more common in that case. So that's a general overview. We had a roadmap, we had a good textbook, and we had a time to study. And they did not lower the bar for us. And that's what we need to do in America. We need to keep the bar high, and we need to inspire young people to rise to the challenge. And we need to teach them math history along the way, as well as math application, so they know why it matters. I'll leave you with the practical application of mathematics. Back in ancient history in Egypt, one of the things that was very important is knowing the seasons, the times and the seasons. And this is discussed in our book, World of Mathematics, which all our students have to take and read through. We want them to know the history of math. We want them to understand where all this came from. And it says, living along the Nile River, the Egyptians needed an accurate calendar to predict the time of spring floods. So notice that if you have the skill of pattern recognition, if you have the skill of studying seasons and times, which math teaches a lot about patterns and pattern recognition, if you have those skills, then guess what? You will be better prepared to handle some problems that come up in society. And for the Egyptians, that was one of the big things. The Egyptians gave us the pyramids. We talk about fractions. That comes a little bit from the Egyptians as well. Then we talk about the Babylonians and their influence. We talk about that in our math history program. And then we go into the time of the Greeks, the time of the Romans. There's a lot of history of math that is just exciting. So I want to encourage you to check it out as well. This video was just showing you the differences between the math program in America versus the math program in Nigeria. And there is a reason why many people come to America and outperform many of the students they meet, because of the training they received and because the bar was never lowered. Let's not lower the bar. The kids are capable. And honestly, if somebody says, well, what if a child has a certain disability or a certain challenge? Well, you help them to flourish to the best of their ability with what's before them, but never lower the bar below what they should be doing. Always keep encouraging them to rise and be the best they can be in the fields that they're studying. That's what we want for our students. And if they love math, and if they love counting, and if they love calculations, then let's take them to the moon. Just like Katherine Johnson in Hidden Figures, we see what she did with her math ability. Let's help more kids do that as well. Take care. Have a blessed day. Please remember to subscribe to our channel. Remember to follow us and see what we're up to. We still have some spots available in our 5-day school at Life STEM Academy for middle school, high school. You're welcome to join as well. Whether it's online or in person, you're welcome to join us. So thanks for watching. Take care and have a blessed day.